Hey, what is up, guys? Patwauschek here, and back to some TF2 Let's Plays. I just got done playing some Splinter Cell, and here is the quote of the day. A guy named G-Rich said to me, "As medic, it's usually a good idea to pick a heavy and stay with them." And I casually replied to him, "As medic, I can do whatever the fuck I want." And the reason why I was so harsh with this guy is to give you some backstory to this quote. The guy that responded to me, I did not heal him that much the previous game because I was working with Tornado off in the distance. And we were off, at a different part of the map, so I couldn't get to him. And so the guy was a bit mad, and I really didn't care. And what he needs to learn is that heavy is not always the best pocket for medic. You have different classes, it all depends on what scenario you are in. For example, if you're trying to take down a couple of sentries, usually you'd want to choose the Demo Man. On the other hand, if you're going to infiltrate a tunnel, and they're all close quarter, usually you would want to use a Pyro. And as you can tell here, I'm using my friend Tornado for Pyro. And he's running with the Phlogistinator, or Phlog. And when he has enough oomph build up, he can actually activate it, and he has crits for about 6 to 8 seconds. And what's great about this is not only him, but our team, they were realizing that no one was coming out to the point. So they're like, okay, where are all these guys at? And they soon realized that Tornado and I started to spawn camp. And so thankfully, everyone on our team joined us. And we were just sitting there having a good old time, burning people up, and I was doing my best on healing everyone else that was around me. And it does take some patience and time. You just have to make sure that as medic, you have to keep your distance from the door. If you keep, going forward or in front of your pocket, most likely you'll be taking the damage rather than the person you are healing. And the other thing about spawn camping I have to recommend is make sure you know when to pull back. If you see a couple heavies popping out and you maybe have an Uber charge ready or almost ready, you don't want to drop that, especially with Uber. Once you drop it, it's pretty bad. So you gotta make sure when to pull out and when to do it back in. And because we have a couple of teammates with us right now, I decided to keep healing them and trying our best to spawn camp as best we can. Unfortunately, a spy distracted me there, so I could not heal Tornado. But anyways, I want to talk about something really quick. I want to congratulate my friend Crespi. He's in Platinum Open Finals. So if he defeats his last opposing team, his team will place first in the ESEA Championships. And he actually recommended this HUD to me, and I'll go into more depth later, but it's a lot easier than the previous HUD I was using, and he gave me a lot of tips on different configs for your classes. So each class has its own specific config, key bindings, and all that good stuff. And as you can tell, when I play medic, my medigun or whichever medigun I am using, it's pretty much invisible. And the reason why he suggested this, or Crespi suggested this, is because you can see more of your screen. It's not as distracting. Only downside I see from this is that if you just join on a random server the next day and you aren't paying attention, you might say, oh, I have this medigun, but actually instead you have crits or something that you don't prefer. Because I was actually playing a previous game this night I was recording, and I was like, oh, I have medigun, and I came to find out I actually had crits. And so it might not be a bad thing, but you just have to pay attention to what you're doing. And the only way around this is if you are healing someone, pay attention to the sound, or even easier, open up your character loadout and actually see what is equipped to your character. So again, they both have their advantages and disadvantages with certain HUDs and view models enabled and disabled. But I definitely recommend this, and I will have a tutorial later on, not now, because I am working on some workshop items for the Halloween update. I have about 3 or 4 different ideas I want to create, and then I'll be doing a version 2 for the Distro Man set. And what I'll be changing mostly is the pants. Because most likely the reflection on the pants won't really work with the overall character theme for Team Fortress 2, I want to just do a regular pants with no glossiness. Maybe a little bit, but just just some, not over exaggerating it. And then on top of that, make it paintable so people can customize as much as they want. So anyways, back to the game. Tornado and I were pretty much spawn camping there, and as you can tell, I was healing heavy for once. And the reason why I kind of went past him is because I wanted to cut the enemy team off at their spawn, because I had an Uber ready, and as I said before with close quarter combat, usually Pyro is the best choice to do, or use. And with that spy there, I was definitely surprised about that, because I was waiting for that bat stab, and then that awful scream Tornado has after he dies after getting that taunt ready with Oomph. I don't know what I was really doing here. I guess you can say I was bloodthirsty, which I shouldn't have done. I should kind of ran off in the distance with Tornado and kept healing him at the same time. But you learn from your lessons and your greediness at the same time. And this round, this is after the quote of the day I mentioned in the very beginning of the movie. This was the same round after the guy mentioned that to me, and I was waiting for him to talk crap to me or anything like that or whatever, but he didn't, thankfully, because that really did annoy me. And so, as you can tell, Tornado and I did not go for that first point because they had all those people in there. Instead, we just went right to their spawn. So Tornado had some oomph built up for his taunt, and that was a perfect combination because, as you can tell, we just killed like 3 or 4 people there. And it's a great weapon to use when you want to just pretty much troll a server or get people raging or rage quit. It's a lot of fun. You just make sure you have to work with the right people, and overall it's a fun experience. Of course, if you're on the other side, it's not as fun. But anyways, guys, I definitely appreciate you guys watching this video. I'll be posting some more TF2 videos this week, as much as I can, and maybe a little bit more Splinter Cell. So thanks for watching, guys, and I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for all the subscribers lately. I do appreciate it. And you guys, take it easy. Bye-bye.